Are we on? Okay. Y'all ready to get started? Thank you all so much for being here tonight. I'm your County Commissioner, Diane Edmondson. We're so glad you all are very interested in economic development. Starting us off tonight, as usual, we'll have an invocation, and the Mayor of Justin, James Clark, will invocate for us. And then we'll have the Mayor of Northlake, Brian Montini, who will lead us in pledges. So you all join in, okay? Thank you. Mayor?
Please bow your heads. Heavenly Father, as we gather at Robson Ranch to learn, listen, and lead in the area of business development, we seek your guidance and wisdom. You are the source of vision and strategy, and we ask for clarity as we explore new possibilities to strengthen this region economically, creatively, and collaboratively. Bless Commissioner Edmondson and all present with the insight and discernment. May this meeting spark purposeful dialogue, build meaningful partnerships, and cultivate growth that honors your principles and benefits our entire community. Help us approach the challenges with courage, decisions with integrity, and opportunities with stewardship. Let innovation meet compassion and bold ideas be rooted in service. May Denton County continue to thrive through businesses that uplift people and build futures. We dedicate this time to you, trusting your hand is upon every step. Amen.
Please join us in pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Not everybody knows that Texas pledge yet, do they? We're working on it. You know, how many here got to see the 4th of July parade out here at Robson? Wasn't it great? I thought it was just awesome. And in the spirit of the 4th of July, which we just celebrated, well, any veterans that we have here, please stand up tonight. Thank you for doing what you did so we have freedom. Thank you all very much. We can't say thank you enough, but we'll say it every chance we get. So tonight, we're going to learn a little bit about economic development here in Denton County. Before we get started, I'd like to make a couple of introductions. First is Rena Maloney, who is the Economic Development Director for Denton County. And then at the middle of the back there is Stacy Murphy. She's my administrative assistant, and she's kind of related to our sheriff by marriage. So anyway, thank you, ladies, for being here. And I would like to also welcome David Wiley. David is running for my position. I am running for re-election. David is one of several people that is saying that they're going to run too. And just out of the courtesy of professionalism, this is David Wiley. We've got the information from Argyle, David, but Arena's going to give it, okay? All right. I was given news just a few minutes ago that there was yet another wreck at the gate here at Robson Ranch. But I have some news. I spoke today with the people in charge of our stoplight. It is all designed. They're just finishing up the approval on the plans, and they hope to begin installing it in about 2 weeks. Okay. I think we ought to have some kind of a ribbon cutting or something when they do that. So anyway, it'll be so much better. And then because there's another stoplight that's coming too, which is going to be on down Robson Ranch Road by where you go into that new store, HEB. We're going to have one there too, and it's actually in about the same time frame, but I said we want this one first. This is where all the accidents are occurring now. Nobody's going into HEB yet, So we should be good on that. Okay, well, let's get started. And let me just tell you, we've got two parts to our presentation tonight. The first one will be what most people would call economic development, and that really is the business development here in Precinct 4 and in Denton County. I'm sure you all realize everybody pays taxes. You pay taxes as an individual when you buy something. When you have a property tax, you pay that. And by the way, the county's part of your property tax is only 10%. The rest of it's school district and city. But everybody pays taxes, even businesses. So as these businesses come in to our county, we look at what they want to do, and we try to make it as easy as possible for them to pay us as much as possible. That way we help lower your property taxes even more. So why don't we get started? Stacy, do we have it up there? Okay. Why do businesses pick Denton County? I'm going to let our Economic Development Director, Rena, answer that quick question. Rena?
Thank you. So we're really lucky here in Denton County. I'm not having to go out and recruit a lot of companies. Companies want to be here, and it's because of several factors. So we have, thank you. We have one of the lowest property tax rates in the state of Texas. We are actually, we have this odd little tidbit we always say, that's we're the second lowest of the top 14 most populated counties with our overall property tax. And that is because we lack a hospital district and we lack college districts. So we're only beat by Collin County.
And it's also because your county commissioners court refuses to raise your tax rate. That helps.
That is true. And that is also one of the things that I always say when companies are looking here is I say, you know, even if we don't incentivize your project, you can always depend on Denton County for one of the lowest property tax rates. Because at some point, tax incentives go away, but Denton County, we always try to remain low. And so we also have a skill, it's okay, Stacey. So if you look at this, we have this in our budget every year, this little infographic where it kind of is a really helpful thing to show you that overall, like this little bottom right corner, that's all of your taxes that are coming to Denton County. Usually it's the school and the city. Okay, and next, Stacy. We also have a skilled workforce here, and so we're able to use that as a getting companies to come here by saying, we have University of North Texas here. We have multiple locations of them here. And people often think of them as the music school, but they are so much more than that. They are a logistics school. They are leading the way in unmanned aircraft systems right now. We also have TWU, who this year launched the only 4-year aeronautical degree option in North Texas. And we have NCTC, who is always such a great partner to us. They work really close with these companies in creating individualized programming for them to train their workforce. Next. And did you want to talk about our infrastructure? You are the queen of it.
Yeah. Well, I do know our infrastructure, yes. Well, infrastructure is very important because if you are manufacturing something, you have to have a way to get it to your consumers. And we've got every way possible. We have air, we have trains, we have roads. We don't have water yet, but who knows, we might be able to build a canal one of these days. At any rate, the businesses are always very impressed with how easy it is to move around within the DFW area and then out of the DFW area. So each of these is very, very important to these businesses.
And next, we're going to talk about some of our economic development projects that I've been able to handle here since I've been in this role in about 2023. So I always get this question. So anybody can come in and they can get my property taxes, right, to come here. Well, that's not the way that we operate in Denton County. We have this kind of basic set of criteria. We want you to bring in at least $1 million in taxable, and that's very important because we often hear, well, I'm paying this much for my land. Your land is already worth that much. We want you to add at least $1 million for the taxes. We also want the creation of new high-quality jobs, and we want you to be...
What's the average salary?
Yes, and we want you to be at or above our average hourly wage, which is currently $31.57, or a little over $65,000 a year. So we get that number from the Texas Labor Market Index, and that's across all industries. But we don't want to incentivize projects if you're coming in here and you're paying your workers $30,000 a year. That's not what we're looking for. And we also now are looking at targeted industries. We're looking at aviation and semiconductors, which we have done a lot of projects with lately. We're, again, just so lucky that Denton County is just a place that people want to be, that we're getting these. You need to be looking at other places. If you have signed a lease, we're not going to incentivize you. If we're the only place you're looking at, we'd love to have you, we're not going to incentivize you, because we understand the importance of our taxpayers. As a taxpayer myself, I want to make sure that that's going towards something good.
Rena, talk to us a little bit about who our competition is. Usually when companies are coming and they are considering coming to Denton County, where else are they looking?
We've actually had a lot of competition from the state of Tennessee lately. And I think it's probably just because they're in a similar situation, right? There's a lot of it that's growing, and there's a lot of open area to go into. We also compete a lot with Oklahoma, and we compete with Tarrant County and Dallas County, who we love, but, Denton County is the best, so just go ahead and come here. But we are seeing a lot of competition from out of state right now. Overall, again, since I've taken over this position in 2023, with just the projects that we have offered some sort of economic incentive, we have attracted more than $2 billion in investment that is taxable. And we have brought more than 2,300 jobs to Denton County, with the average salary is around $80,000 a year. And so when we do this, we're giving our local businesses help, because every time we bring one of these businesses in that are bringing in 250 new people, those people are getting salaries. Those people are spending their money locally. We're helping to pump money into our local economy.
I want you all to be thinking while you're hearing all this, who do you know that needs a good paying job? Your grandchild? Your son-in-law? I mean, we all know people that might need some of these good paying jobs. Some of us out here at Robson even want to continue our own income stream. So it's important that we have these jobs that are paying a good amount of money. Thank you, Rena.
So this is going to be our first project we're going to talk about, and what I really want to point out is Denton County and our commissioners and our county judge are very adamant that we're going to diversify our economy. We don't want to be a Detroit where we only do one thing here and that industry gets hit and then we're all out of luck. So we have really made it a point to incentivize different types of projects and different types of jobs. So McMaster Carr is here in Precinct 4, where Commissioner Edmondson is probably so tired of working with me because almost all of our new projects are here in her precinct. But this is out in Fort Worth, and McMaster Carr dubs himself the maker of things for people who make things. And this was really important to us, and especially Commissioner Edmondson, because we have the Peterbilts here. We have other manufacturing and distribution. When your line goes down, that is money, and that is costing our companies. So once this is completed, this company, they make parts for the lines, for whatever it is that you need to produce your items, and you can have it couriered to you, you can have it FedEx to you, or you can come pick it up. So Peterbilt, instead of having to be down for a day and a half, they can be down for 25 minutes while they run up here and get this. I'm sorry, can you go back, Stacy? So on this project, we required they have to meet the minimum investment of $360 million, and they have to hire at least 250 new jobs with the average annual wage of $85,000 a year. I was joking with this company the whole time, going, well, you guys hiring? Can I come over? I would like to make that. And this is another thing that we always do on our incentive deals, is we put a cap. So if you happen to hit this cap early, then you're out, it's done. So they're at 8 years or $830,000 overall. And with this, the payout is, with these 250 new jobs, the annual payroll going into our economy is $21.2 million every single year. And over the same year of this tax abatement, because of the way that it's, the percentages are set up, we will still get $4.5 million in captured taxes. Okay, next. We also got to work on this deal, the Carhartt Distribution Center, which is a completely different type of job. So you can walk in and you don't have to have a college education for these jobs. You can come in, and they have also partnered with NCTC to do on-the-job training, especially for this. They are required a $50 million investment, and they have to create 500 jobs with the $55,000 a year average annual wage. This is a 10-year tax abatement, and it's capped at $326,000. With how many jobs this is, we'll get $27.5 million in annual payroll. It will still be over the term of the abatement to capture $613,000 in taxes. Next, thank you. And Embraer is one that Commissioner Edmondson and I were really excited about. So everybody knows Alliance area in Fort Worth is with aviation. Alliance is a unique area because if you go across the street, you're in a different county. If you go across the street, you're in a different ISD, you're in a different city. And so historically, all these things have been going over to our lovely friends in Tarrant County. But this one came here, and it's a $57 million minimum investment with 550 jobs by 2027 with $70,000 a year average pay. Embraer, this is going to be what they call an MRO center, so they'll be able to repair, overhaul, and resell engines, and they partner with American Airlines, which works great for us with DFW, so close. It will be an annual payroll of $38.5 million, and throughout the term of the abatement, we'll still capture $350,000 in taxes. The really important thing about this is that this paved the way for some other projects you're going to see. And also in this one, I didn't even know that we could do it, but Commissioner Edmondson assured me we could. We require that at least 25% of new jobs must go to Denton County residents just because of the proximity to that Tarrant County line.
Is that the helicopters?
No, this is it's going to be this one. And this was my favorite project I worked on. This is Bell Textron. And this is at the old Black & Decker building that had been vacant for about a year. It's going to be at least a $429 million investment, but it's going to end up being so much more because you can't see it in this picture, but right behind it, there's an empty lot. And Bell also purchased that. And over the next 20 to 30 years, it will be developed and will bring in even more in taxes. So this is 330 new jobs with an average wage of $85,000 a year. And you will notice on this one, this is a 10-year abatement with a cap of $7.7 million, and we'll get $360,000 in taxes. But this one was such heavy competition from Tennessee because it's not just Bell, right? It's Textron. Bell is here. Bell is in Tarrant County. Textron is out of state, and they did not want to come here and build a second site. So we really had to, this one was hard. This one was a lot of back and forth and arguing to get this. But I will also tell you that the company they wanted 100% abatement, and we told them no. We said a partnership is both sides giving, and you getting 100 is not us. Like, we need to have a partnership. And it did end up working out. I'm very thankful for that.
Okay. This is the one I'm really excited about. Do you know what Bell is going to be building here in Denton County? The new assault helicopters for the U.S. Army. Isn't that cool? And the more I see the news, the more I think we're going to need a lot of those. But I have to tell you, we went to tour the current plant that they have, and y'all, you have heard this term, but it was true. You could have eaten off the floor. There was not anything on that floor. This is a culture within that company. And so I'm sure that this other plant will be the same way. And it's just extremely, we're grateful that we're having the aviation industry look so strongly at Denton County. Let me take just a break for a minute. Mayor, let me introduce you all to, and you know him, our mayor, Gerard Hudspeth. Gerard also would like to have my job, so welcome. I've been told that people think I make it look easy and fun. It's definitely fun. I love doing things like this. But easy, I'm not so sure. Anyway, thanks for being here tonight, Mayor. Okay, now let's go to the next business.
This was our most recent tax abatement that we did. This is Windstrom. So they are a producer of semiconductors. So you may have seen this one. This one's been all over the news lately. This is their first U.S. location. We were in heavy competition on this one as well with El Paso. They really wanted to be in El Paso. They also said California, which I wasn't sure that was really competition or not. So they produce the semiconductors. A lot of the components of the iPhone are going to be built here. They also are partnered with a company who works in AI and in supercomputers. So we also looked at this as hopefully a way as affordable as you can make an iPhone. Hopefully this will help keep that down with the tariffs that are coming in. So this one is really unique, and this is the first one I've worked on like this. This is up to 2 locations, both in Denton County. So we tiered this in a way to really incentivize that they need to complete both of those locations. If they complete one, they get a certain tax incentive. If they complete the second one, they get a certain one. If they complete both, then it increases because we want both of those sites.
Rena, isn't this the company that is actually internationally headquartered in Taiwan?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
I am so proud of that. Y'all, we don't like to buy from China, right? Well, Taiwan is a whole different story. And so I'm delighted that we've got this Taiwanese company moving here into Denton County. So y'all be sure to buy lots of iPhones and iPads and all that.
So, Stacey, can we go back for just a second? So one of the reasons that we really wanted to make sure that they do both of these locations is because if we get both of the locations, we get the 880 jobs. If we don't, then we only get a portion of those jobs, which is still great, but we want to get as many jobs as we can. And this one is a 8-year tax abatement, and I'm very pleased with our court. And, you know, with myself a little bit, I'll pat myself on the back, that we're able to, on this still, with as much competition as we had, we were still able to, we'll end up collecting more in taxes. Even if they do both sites, then they'll be getting in their incentive. And it's because people want to be in Denton County. Okay, next.
You all have any questions? We have a specific question time if you'd like. If you'd like to ask questions, this is the time. Oh, hold on. Where are you? I can't see you. Oh, okay. Come on over here. We got a microphone right back here. Right there. And the rest of you who have questions, why don't you head over this way?
Okay, so I'm hearing about how much money's going to come in. Yes. And as a taxpayer like you are, yes. I'm wondering when my taxes are going to go down if you're collecting all these millions of dollars, or is it not the same?
Well, I will tell you that Denton County, we are in conversations about our budget, and our hope is that we will be able to not raise the county. But again, like, we have such low portion of the property tax that your city, I'm sorry guys, your city and your ISD are, you know, they're not us. But at Denton County, our hope is to keep it the same or to lower it. That is always our hope.
I can assure you we're not going to raise your tax rate. Well, we would like that too. However, those potholes aren't going to fix themselves. And we do have several things we have to spend money on. So,
in the past 3 years, we have lowered it.
Yes, we have. Actually, right now, we're sitting on the lowest tax rate Denton County has had in 4 decades. It's been 40 years since the tax rate was this low. So I feel like that's pretty good. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you for your presentation, and thank you for the information about what is coming up, what you guys have done from a manufacturing standpoint. But the real money is in IT and technology and engineering. What are you guys doing to bring in technology, IT, and engineering? And why aren't you competing with Collin County, Travis County, and Williamson County for that, versus using Dallas and Tarrant, which are pretty much built out already?
Well, because this is a Precinct 4 presentation, it's not up here, but in Louisville, we have helped to incentivize the project for the Wells Fargo data center, which was a big project, and it is bringing a lot of capital investment here because of everything that goes into those facilities. We also, we are constantly in competition with all of Texas. I always hear about how, well, so-and-so offered me this. And I bring out our skilled labor force. Also, we have UNT here. Those companies want to be here because their employees are there.
And that's kind of my point is UNT's
Yeah.
here with 45,000 students.
Yes.
With the engineering department as well. Why are we not getting the big companies like Apple, Texas Instruments, other companies building their engineering and IT, but data centers aren't huge employers. I was in IT
Yes.
for infrastructure my whole career. It's going to be the software developers, the engineers. Those are the guys, those are the kind of people that you can bring 2,000 or 3,000, 4,000 jobs at one time to help fill out the county. And I realize the county is not the only one. I'm also asking Northlake, the city of Denton, Justin, Louisville, Carrollton, the different cities that are in Denton County, what are they doing as a whole to bring in those high-paying jobs that are going up Collin County all the way up into Sherman right now, up to Grayson County?
Well, I think you have to look at those projects most likely, like Bell, we worked on it for 2 years before we were able to announce it. Those companies were looking a long time ago with tariffs and with corporate taxes on the rise. Those companies aren't expanding the way that they used to. So if I can guarantee you, if I hear about that, I'm gonna be on the phone with my North Lakes and my Justin saying, how can we help? What do we do? Because we do get that information from the state. The state of Texas sends out emails that says, hey, we don't usually know the company name, but it will have some kind of weird project title, like Project Cats, or whatever the person came up with, and it will tell us, IT company looking to expand needs, this much square footage, paying this much incentive. And our cities are responding to that. And then when they need to help close that, they come to the county because we're not always involved in the tax incentives. We're not always the ones closing the deals.
Correct.
Our cities are doing a lot of that work.
Agreed, and I think it would be important to get some corporate reloads here that are high dollar.
Yes, and we worked to help. Charles Schwab is here. It's on a further slide because, they were an older project, but we are working to do that. The McMaster Carr, this is going to be their original headquarters for the Southwest. So we definitely, if you are a headquarters, we really want to bring you here. But again, we're not going to offer you 100% tax incentive. And if that's what you need, most likely you're not going to stay after that incentive's done.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. Will a copy of this be available?
I'm sorry?
Will a copy of the presentation be
yes,
available?
we can definitely email it if you would like it.
Okay. And the second thought was the need for additional electricity. And are we prepared in Denton County to provide it?
Well, I know that is a concern for the state, and the governor is working really hard on different initiatives to help solve that because that's going to be a statewide issue. Right. Our cities, I hate to put you on the spot, do you have anything to add to that?
So currently the Ramhorn Hill project's going through, bringing power from Rome, Texas, all the way over to Flower Mound. And there's multiple conversations being had with data centers, by the way, as well as other people that have to build substations that burden the cost of the substation. That'll help prop up our power grid. It's funny you mention it because I had a conversation in the past couple of days with our county commissioner, Diane Edmondson, about hosting a power summit, very specifically so that we can get some intel as to what's happening coming here. 2 years ago, the state of Texas said, do you want to invest in infrastructure and use taxpayer dollars to prop up these private businesses? And most of us the same, we said yes, and so there's some money for that. But we're going to watch closely. You'll see a power summit coming forward. I've already talked to Encore and CoServe, and they're going to participate to get some information out. The city of Justin had 40 homes down last night. Roanoke had 3,800 homes down last night. An underground transformer went out. I'm pretty sure the electric vehicles people drive seek out the telephone poles for nourishment and hit them. And they take our power grid out. And so we're aware. Everyone calls me because it's my fault. I own it. It's my fault. But we are working towards that, and we agree. We definitely need to do that.
Thank you.
I've also been working with Congressman Gill and our state legislature when I was down in Austin several times this spring, looking for I'm a big proponent of nuclear power. You can turn it on, turn it off as second. Regulation has been released now in Washington, so we should start seeing that in Texas. I know the governor wants it, and a lot of our state reps and senators want that as well. And that is something, turn it on, turn it off. There is on demand, and that's the kind of power we need here in Texas, not just the frou-frou wind and the solar. That's great as a supplement, but it's not a solution long term.
Thank you all very much. And before I forget, there's another issue that we're going to be bringing up in the next few months. It's very important to this state, and that's water. So there, it is a fun job. I love doing it, but there are all kinds of things that are not easy to deal with. So Lisa, what's your question?
First off, thank you so much for taking time out of your evenings tonight to be here. My question, looking at all these different companies and the jobs provided, and you talked about how this is bringing, new homeowners and all of this, and we know we're in an area where we're growing substantially. Let's talk about roads, because I can't remember if it was the frontage roads for 35 or if it was the breakout for 407, but TxDOT sent that money to Waco and those jobs all got pushed. So how are we making sure that we're keeping up with the roads that we need for the growth that's coming?
That's a great question, Lisa. And we will be addressing that specifically in a couple of months when we have another roads seminar. But please know 407 is top of mind for all of your elected officials here in Denton County. We know that's something that has to be handled very, very quickly, just like down here at Crawford Road and Robson Ranch Road. It's all these people, you're right, they're bringing their cars, they're not bringing their roads, so we're gonna have to really
well, it's
buckle
just,
down.
I just look at when we know that Hunter Ranch, Cole Ranch, those two developments were going to happen. Pecan Square, like these didn't happen overnight. These, just like you talked about, it's 2 years in the making, 3 years in the making for some of these businesses. It's the same, it's the same thing for all of these developments. Even here at Robson Ranch, this was started and talked about, around 2000, and we knew it was going to be a 40-year project with 7,000 homes. So, it's just frustrating when you see that your local and your state and county government people the roads seem to be an afterthought.
No, they're not.
Well, I know, but
They're not.
I know, but sometimes it seems like it is, and so keeping up with it.
Well, I appreciate your question. The roads are not an afterthought. I mean, frankly, I dream about roads every night, but there's just so much that has to happen. And unfortunately, the state legislature has taken more and more power away from the counties and the cities to deal with transportation issues. So we're fighting with our hands kind of tied behind our back. But thank you for asking. We'll have an update in a couple of months on exactly where we are with all the road projects. Thank you, Lisa.
I guess I'm just going to reiterate what she was saying, is that, the road condition, I've lived in multiple states, and you take some of the side roads and you take some of the main roads, and it just seems like they're just being ignored. They're not even being patched, they're not being filled, they're not being taken care of.
That's a good observation. May I point out that when I became commissioner, I didn't know which roads I should do first because there were so many that needed help. So I contracted with an independent engineering firm out of Arizona that came in and analyzed every single county road here in Precinct 4. As you know, I'm only responsible for county roads, not for state highways, not for the federal roads. We partner with those people for that, but my job is to make sure that the county roads stay maintained and that we build new ones when we can. We got that report back, and we've been following it as long as I was commissioner, and now that we've changed, we have a full transportation department, they also rely heavily on that. I know the ones that we travel most often are the ones we think should be fixed first. But there are other people that travel other roads, and they think those should be fixed first. So we're trying to use a fair and equitable way of doing it. And I know what you're saying. I've lived in other states as well. But then Texas is so wonderful and so special. We have so many people who want to be here, and they're coming, and they're going to buy houses, and they're going to buy cars, and they're going to put their kids in schools. So it's a balancing act.
Well, I guess I'm just thinking that because there's so many homes and so many people paying taxes, it seems that there should be a bigger percentage going toward those roads to be fixed. And I mean, if you have a schedule of what roads are going to be fixed, maybe that would make
Well,
people happier.
We do have a schedule, and we'll be going over it again when we have our presentation in a couple of months. You all were very helpful to us. You passed a nice big bond issue less than a year ago, specifically for roads. It wasn't to be used for anything else, no buildings, no software, just for roads. And that's one of the ways that we help try to keep up. The property taxes alone simply can't do it. You'd have to have much higher property taxes, not just on your homes, but on the businesses. We'd have to have a higher sales tax. There's just, and y'all can only give us so much money. And then there is an end to that. So thank you for your thoughts, and please know that we do try to keep it down. I've got a mayor who wants to talk. Hold on.
I would just like to add that if you can publish that schedule of which roads are going to be done, that would be helpful.
One more thought on that. Everybody, roads are a major concern. It's a major issue. A lot of people moving from other states, so states are very static. They're very dynamic, or not very dynamic. A lot of residents been there, 30-year-old houses, and the roads is just upkeep. The town of Northlake, as big as we are, we collect $5.5 million in property taxes. That's it. That won't pay for a rehab of Fott Road.
Okay.
Let alone, it does not even pay for our police. Police are a $12 million budget. It's a big picture, and it takes a lot of cooperation. We're very fortunate to have Diane and Judge Eads helping us where we need it. It's never soon enough. And as these developments come in, it's not houses that pay the way. It's the businesses that pay the way. And that's why economic development is so entirely critical. And things like, Crawford and 35 or 407 and 35, you end up having TxDOT. There's dog years, there's human years, there's TxDOT years. All right? I mean, it is true, and it's very unfortunate. But if you were to start a brand new road, say, hey, you want a road from here straight north through Hunter Ranch, whatever, it's 10 years. From environmental letting, clearance, all those things that happen. Things like the breakout project on 407, we're a little bit delayed, but we're still moving in record time. And thanks to Diane and Judge Eads for helping us get that project launched and fully funded locally, which is a blessing, because if we had the rate on state, it'd be in there 5 years.
Thank you.
I think roads is a great conversation. FM 156 in Justin, Texas was approved in 2008 to be a project. They wrapped it up in 2022. And so things don't move quickly, but we've been very blessed to work with the council, Diane Edmondson, commissioner. They called me a congressman one time, and I got excited. I just called her a councilman. Sorry for demoting you. The commissioner has worked with us. John Pulse has worked with us. There's a website called keepitmovingdallas.com. If you haven't been to keepitmovingdallas.com, then I highly recommend you save that. Keepitmovingdallas.com has every project in the area on it, along with some timelines. I'm sorry if I'm taking up too much of your time, sir. I'm just trying to get some answers out there. FM 407 is a big deal, and they've been working closely with us. We actually had to do some letting of 6 houses. TxDOT purchased 6 homes, and we've allowed all the CIA, FBI, fire departments, police departments in the area to do some training in those homes as of late. And they're getting ready to submit some demolition permits for the city of Justin to go ahead and remove those homes as we move forward. It's been a long road. The city of Justin actually was part of the reason that project got delayed. Is we were supposed to have a joint resolution with Northlake. And I was at that meeting. It was one of my first council meetings. So they gave me a microphone, and boy, I haven't let go of it since then. But Justin was going to join a resolution with Northlake to execute on 407 immediately. We delayed it by 2 years by choosing not to. So it was our fault. And other things got in front of it. So now we're moving forward, and I'm looking forward to it. The layout is going to help Justin, and we're using it as leverage for the big businesses that we have coming. I'm so incredibly excited what's coming to Justin. We'll talk about some of that here in a bit. Go ahead and ask your question, sir.
I probably missed it. When's the stoplight going to go up? I can't hear you.
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
That's when they're going to start laying the foundation
Hey,
for it. So.
we're just glad you're doing your job, okay?
I'm just glad you're able to stop.
The other question is, it was mentioned in the correspondence we had, HEB. Are we fixing to cover that or not?
I will get to that, but yes. Let me
Okay.
just tell you.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome. We've had our first part of economic development, which is about businesses, et cetera. How about your part of economic development, where you can go spend money? I think that's a very important part of economic development, and that includes HEB. I spoke with the city manager of Denton today. She told me HEB is totally on schedule. The contracts are all signed. So everything's going according to the schedule there. And the next stoplight that I'm going to be leaning on them to do is the one that's going to go in where HEB is going to be. So you all won't have quite as much trouble getting in and out. So since we've covered our business part, why don't we move on? I'm sorry? It's at 35 and Robson Ranch Road on the northwest corner. Okay, you're quite welcome. I'll meet you there. Okay, we had some other information if anybody asked these questions, but they didn't. So let's move on to the retail and dining update. Anybody want to know about good places to eat and shop? Okay. We were going to have the mayor from Ponder, Texas, come and talk to us about an exciting thing going on there, but he called today and he has a very active and contagious case of COVID. So we said, that's okay, Mayor, just stay home. And instead we have, Rena lives in Ponder, so I'm going to ask her to talk about the exciting thing that's going in there.
Okay, Stacy, next. So in Ponder, we have all heard about Ranchman's Steakhouse that kind of, it wasn't really running even before COVID got in its full swing, but we were so excited to hear that Marty B., who needs no introduction from me, is going to be coming in and he's going to redevelop it. And so Mayor Nick McGregor sent this sketch. So this is where, over towards the right, where it says Ranchman's, this is the original location, and then Ponder, I'm one of the residents that voted for it. We've recently voted to be able to serve alcohol in our town, which was preventing certain types of, we couldn't get restaurants to come in because that's where they make a lot of their money. So with this coming in, we were able to get Marty B. to come in and do this. And so they'll be having a saloon section and the historic Ranchman's. I have not seen what's going to go on the inside, and I begged the mayor to tell me, but I think he wants to keep that for himself to tell. But if anybody has been to one of the dozen of Marty B locations, I have no doubt that it's going to be successful.
If y'all are looking for a place to have a good dinner, just ponder a little bit and see if you might head up there. I know, that was bad. That was bad. Okay, now Argyle, the mayor could not be here tonight because he has a council meeting. So the city manager, the new city manager, Mr. Sims, has sent us some information, and I'm going to ask Rena to go ahead and cover that for us.
I'm so sorry, y'all get me again. I do not live in Argyle, but Stacy, next.
Slides.
Oh no. We had some redesigning that we were doing this afternoon, and I think I may have dropped the ball. So out in Argyle, the mayor wanted us to be sure that we mentioned that the Tom Thumb on 35W and 407 is underway, and they're anticipating that that's going to be opening in spring of 2026. Yes, very quick. I'm very excited about that. Tom Thumb. And they also have a fast lane car wash off of Avalon Boulevard, which is currently under construction and also expected to open in spring of 2026. Their big development they have going on right now is the Heritage Plan Development District, which is 125 acres of retail and medical right off of Robson Ranch Road. And currently the designs are under review, expected construction to be determined.
And that's the southwest corner.
It's the Heritage Plan Development District.
No,
Yes, so southwest corner of 35 off Robson Ranch Road.
Right across from H-E-B.
Okay, well, I think Justin.
Now you all get to hear the mayor of Justin.
Man, they keep giving me the mic. It's like they don't learn their lesson. All right, so Justin, we're pretty excited. You know, we're working diligently to develop FM 156. We know that in order to push taxes down and put a downward pressure on taxes for residential property owners, we need to build businesses. And so we've been hyper focused on courting lots and lots of different types of businesses, including IT. We're trying to get a data center, including restaurants and bars and antiques and boutiques and everything that makes Justin special. And so currently, Kawa Coffee opened up recently. This is a Glencoe project. Glencoe ultimately built out will be 12 different buildings. Right now, there's 2 buildings, 9 businesses that are coming in, including a brand new Vietnamese restaurant on the north end of that building. So you know where Kawa Coffee is? This is on the north end. It's Vietnamese, and they have a drive-through. So there's going to be nice dining, sit down, and this is a really, really nice restaurant that did really well over in the South Lake area. We have about 15,000 square feet coming in with 75,000 square feet of retail, light industrial, and office space. Timberbrook Crossing is 10,000 square foot daycare has been built. It's open. They've got a second 10,000 square foot daycare center, same owners, opening at Justin Town Center. I keep having my glasses on. And approximately 75,000 square feet of retail, offices, and restaurants beyond that. We're also very happy that, next slide, sorry. I might be talking too fast. Man, look at that crew. All right, anyways. 1911 Beef opened up in Justin. They're tied to multiple ranches. All the beef is in Texas currently, and it is Sub-Zero frozen. It's amazing. We've had lots of dinners, thanks to them. Grapes to Wine Plus. For those that haven't been here for long, Grapes to Wine was in Bartonville, and it was an area favorite place to go to. The couple retired, went on the road for a couple years, and you can only travel so much. I think all of us retire to go get an RV and travel, and they realize, we need a house. So they bought a home. They're actually moving to Justin, from what I understand. And they're opening up Grapes to Wine Plus. This is a restaurant, but it's not a restaurant. You can sit down and drink wine. The Wine Plus means bourbon, and you can sit down, sip your bourbon, and then order from all the local restaurants, and they'll deliver there. And so, it'd be really, really cool. We're working on a downtown project in Justin to make downtown walkable. So when you get your Wine Plus, you can walk amongst some of the buildings. We're trying to get that through. We've got a committee working on that diligently to really shape what that looks like. Brooks and Builders built their new offices. Again, you've heard of two daycare centers. We have 4 new ones, plus an older one that is just coming under new ownership. Justin Elementary School is up. It's beautiful. Oh, my gosh. And so that's going to be ready for the students here in this fall. And then we got a second elementary school getting built at Treeline, as well as a high school and a possible middle school coming to Justin. The school district is really good about watching the grades. They know how many students are coming, and they plan their buildings accordingly. And they recognize with 40,000 people coming to the Justin area that we're going to need them. The fire station, for those that haven't seen, just west of town, we passed a bond. Fire station has come along. They're pouring the foundation currently. It's going so incredibly fast.
Mayor?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, wine to bourbon. That's what I'm talking about. If you distill wine, you get beer. I don't know how you get bourbon, but it doesn't matter. It's good. So they were scheduled to open in August. It looks like it's going to be September, but it's quick. And it's on 4th Street. So if you go down 4th Street, there was a chiropractic clinic there. There's a building that's got some fake barnwood facade. That's coming off. It should say Justin Pharmacy, one of our historic pharmacies, but it should be open, we're thinking September. Absolutely, and you all can meet me there.
You're buying, right?
Hey, meet me there all about. One at a time, though. I get paid $300 a month to get married. So.
I'm liking that. I'm liking that wine plus. That's nice.
Yes.
Nice. All right.
We have homes available. You can move there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Come on.
Taxes are too high, sorry. All right, so in North Lake, we have, we're kind of spread out. The lines of our town aren't that nice and clean, but just kind of an overview there. Up close here to you, we have number 5, which is North Lake Crossing, right across the street, if there's no cars blocking it with fire trucks. Then just down Cleveland Gibbs a little bit further, we have North Lake Commons, and then we will soon have Pecan Plaza out front of Pecan Square, which they've done some concrete work there as well. And then we have more developments there towards the south at 114 and 35. So, businesses. All the ones with the asterisk are coming soon. So Grapevine golf carts are across the street. Do not drive your golf carts across the street. It is illegal per Texas state law, not North Lake law. There's Best Brains. I believe that's a learning center. Afterglow Tanning and Wellness. Some of y'all might want to get a little sun. I don't know. La Rich Med Spa, Saha Salon, North Lake Pet Hospital, Canyon Falls Veterinary, that's a new opening. Ranch Nail Spa, Pigtails and Crew Cuts. You can take your grandkids, get some haircuts. Concentra's coming as well, Alliance Vision Institute. I'm not sure if I should read all these off to you, but CVS Pharmacy is coming to Plaza. Originally, we were hoping it'd be up here by the end of the street, but it is going to be. This mic, I'm going to get up and. Next slide. We're going to have just opened and had the ribbon cut. Branded bagels. They're pretty yummy, let me tell you what. So they have a lot of good breakfast and lunch solutions there. Dumont Creamery, we just did the ribbon cutting across the street. They had some very unique ice cream flavors. I was very impressed with the quality of their ice cream. Thank you so much, James. I appreciate you. Donut Space just opened as well. Mediterranean Grill is open. Maya Creamery is coming, and Argyle Open is coming. Both of those are going to be at North Lake Commons, just two stoplights down. Not to be confused, there's a North Lake business in Harvest called Crave Cookie. Oh, she had to change her business name because apparently some cookie company is coming in called Crave Cookie. So this will be different, but now we got Home Bakery, Cookie Shop, and Crave Cookie. Bobalicious, Asian Fusion, that one's news to me. And then hotels, places to take your wife or husband out on a date here. You know, Cambria Hotel is opening soon. Staybridge Suites is opening soon. Studio Res and Homewood Suites. So we got a lot of stuff going on. The Cambria is down at 114, just east of 35. And that is a really unique facility. It's a little slightly upscale hotel, but we also have the North Lake Conference Center going in there behind it and attached. So the hotel owns some of the property in town. North Lake owns some of the property. That'll be about 10,000 square feet, and that'll be opening here in a few months. And finally, my favorite project personally is the Dallas Star Center, which is coming up out of the ground. If you've driven past Quick Trip and PJ's Coffee on 114, you'll see all the walls are up, the roof is going up. But it's about 210,000 square feet of community sports space. There'll be 2 sheets of ice for hockey and figure skating and just general recreational skating. There will be 8 basketball courts that convert to 16 volleyball courts, pickleball courts outside, and none of which is being built with public funds. It's all a joint private partnership with the Dallas Stars, paying about 70% of that, and then some hotel tax and a little tiny sliver of our sales tax is funding this. That should bring a lot more restaurants to that area, and that's what we're hoping for, because it will generate about 1.3 million visitors a year with 0 impact to traffic up here. That's the key, and that's why we chose that site. It is located, go down 35W, get off at 114, head east. You'll see a Quick Trip, and there's PJ's Coffee. It's right near the electrical substation there.
We got lots of good stuff going on in our neighbors, don't we? Yeah, we got good stuff here, too. Okay, now North Lake Crossing is right across the street, and the developer has given us a map and lots of little writing on it. Would anyone like to care to try to read this, or can you all see it well enough to read? I didn't think so.
I can try. You had to correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so over here on the west side, over here on the left, that is the Sunrise Cafe at the top. And then to the right, it's an Indian eatery. Below that is Marco's Pizza. I'm really excited about that because that's close to me. And below that is the Flex Factory. Did y'all put a gym next to a pizza place? I have questions about that. And then over here in the middle, it's the Shill Studio or Smile Studio. And then in the teeth, yes. You go over here, you get some pizza, work out, and you get your teeth fixed. And then over towards the far left is the daycare. Over here on the east side is the creamery. Right below that is Ranch Nels and Spa. And next to that is the La Rich Med Spa. And then all the way to the far right is the Grapevine Golf Cars. And then down here at the bottom is the Goats Arena Sports Bar, Donuts, Star Care Physical Therapy, and Salon? Salon. I need to get my LASIK redone, I think.
Okay, now, all right. Do you all know what a goat bar is? It is not where they serve goats. It is greatest of all time sports type stuff. Somebody's asking about the sports bar. They're now calling that a goat bar. So I think that's cool. Goat, greatest of all time.
Where is it?
I don't think it's quite open yet.
7-Eleven has approached Office Equity Solution, who's developing that corner. It does not require any permits from the town. As a gas station, it's allowed in that zoning. They approached them. It's still up in the air right now. It's unclear if 7-Eleven's coming there or not. I think it's a little redundant, but maybe you guys would find use for it. I don't know. It would be this corner right here where there's no blue squares. So I think that parking lot would change. That's all concept plan. So, yes, it would be part of the east side there, closest to Cleveland Gibbs Road.
We're working on Brahms for Justin.
No. We want it here. We want it over here, Mayor. Sorry. Okay. Have y'all had a good time? Did you learn a lot of stuff? We're so glad that you came. Do you have any other questions about either kind of economic development at this point? Okay. Well, then watch in a couple of years. Oh, got a question over there. Okay. Sorry, sir. You'll have to make your way clear over there. Okay. There you go.
Okay. I just want to know exactly where the light is for the HEB.
There will be an entrance cut into their parking lot.
Okay. So now you got HEB in that corner, and you got this retail center on the other side of the street. What's happening at that three-way stop sign where we are right now without either one of those
I know,
open?
we're stacked up.
We're stacked up 100 cars deep, almost every rush hour.
Let's have a little show of hands. I went the other day and I counted 37 cars.
Yeah.
Has anybody beat that? Can anybody beat that? Yes, ma'am. How many did you see? 75.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
We have the engineers looking at that right now to figure the best way to try to handle that kind of traffic. It's going to be tough, but that's what we pay those engineers big bucks for.
That's almost more important than getting out of HEB, to tell you the truth.
Well, I don't disagree with that. Okay, anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
One quick question. Do you have a timeline on the HEB yet?
No, I don't.
You don't? Okay.
They've signed the contracts, and that's all that the city manager could tell me.
Okay.
Anybody else? Oh, yes, sir. Thank you.
So Diane, this is something you could maybe have influence on, but it's probably out of your pay grade. But it looks like if we were to balance some of this traffic, such as completing the Robson Boulevard on up to Lively and having a gate there, that would certainly help our development. Are you aware of any discussions of when the developer here might even be thinking of doing that?
You mean Mr. Robson?
Yes. Yes.
We have asked several times for information in order to clear up some of the traffic, et cetera, and we don't, there's no answer given to us at this point. So talk to John Chobra and some of the people on our HOA board. Yes, sir.
I was just wondering if there might be some way to go from Robson Ranch to Thank you. I was just wondering if there might be some way to go from Robson Ranch in my golf cart and get to the HEB.
No. All that is,
Give it a try.
no, all that's going to be residential. It's all Hillwood stuff, and no, there are no plans at all. You'll just have to hop in the car. Besides, in a golf cart, you would not be able to carry very many groceries back. So, anybody else? Thank you all so much for coming. I hope you had a good time.